The date was September 12th, 2021. The band Knocked Loose played the first Unitarian church in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. 1 year later, it was released to the internet. Today we're going to go through that footage and find all the mosh pit maneuvers, but I have to make the slowest, most mature episode of this show ever. It is, however, the 101st episode, and it needs to be brought in with a huge, monumental shift. So yeah, there have been two big critiques levied against me and this show. The first critique is that it's too fast. The pacing is just too quick, and it's giving people headaches and nearly killing them. And that I can kind of respect. The second critique I've been getting is that I'm sexist because I'm saying that women can't mosh, and I'm also, in the same breath, using them as footage in these shows. But all of that is bullshit, so I'm gonna slow it down and make the most clean and wholesome show that even mom and dad can watch, and maybe even the singer of Drain can enjoy it. I'm gonna be respectful, I'm gonna be very positive, there's not gonna be a lot of joking around, only high-class, mature, mosh pit observations. And like I said, I used to do this very quick and very fast because I respected your intelligence, but apparently you're a bunch of big slow babies that need it spoon-fed to you like a bunch of gray stuff from Beauty and the Beast. I'm just kidding, I love you all. The critique is actually very fair and warranted. I don't know why I'm lashing out. You guys are beautiful. But I do want to demonstrate that I am taking this critique seriously, so I want to set the stage. I want to introduce everything so we all know what we're getting ourselves into. But first, hey ladies, Dan Frampton, thanks for watching. Let's go to the internet. Okay, so this video takes place in the United States of America. And the internet tells me that the US is a country of 50 states covering a vast swath of North America with Alaska in the north, blah, 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 okay? It's gonna take place in one of those swathy states known as Pennsylvania. I don't know how to spell that. Pennsylvania? Did I nail it? No, of course I didn't nail it. But Google lists Pennsylvania as a state spanning the mid-Atlantic, northwestern, and Appalachian regions of that there United States. But let's narrow that down a little bit. Still, Pennsylvania is a little bit too big. We're going to Philadelphia. Now, I don't know if I know how to spell that either. Oh, it's right there. Perfect. Philadelphia nicknames. No, I just care about Philadelphia. Let's go. And Google tells me that Philadelphia, Pennsylvania's largest city, is notable for its rich history. So it's a city rich in history, okay? But even that's too big. Let's narrow that down even further. We're going to the first Unitarian, oh my God, what am I don't know how to type. First Unitarian Church of Pennsylvania. Oh my God, look at that. It's a Unitarian Universalist congregation located at 2125 Chestnut Street in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Now I've described everything. We know what Philadelphia is, we know what Pennsylvania is, we know what the United States of America is, and now we know what this church is. Let's go to maps. Maybe we can get a ground's eye view on it, you know? Okay, so here we are. It's like we're in Philadelphia ourselves through the power of satellites. Let's see if we can go all the way inside the first Unitarian church. We're gonna travel around. Oh my God, look at that. There's the church right there. Can we enter? Can we please enter this place? Let's go, let's get closer. No, is there a back entrance? Is there a side entrance? Because I know in some places you can go all the way inside, and churches want you to visit them, right? Churches are like, come visit us at the church. First Unitarian, oh man, that's beautiful. I wanna go inside. Let me in. This is the closest I'll ever be to the first Unitarian church in Philadelphia, PA. Where's the entrance? Maybe that was the entrance and they're not going to let us in. But isn't this beautiful? I would have loved to have been able to see that carpet through a virtual tour. Man, these guys are totally waiting for a show. All right, anyway, that was sick. So United States of America, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, First Unitarian Church, but all of that isn't to go there for a sermon or some sort of like pray session. No. We're gonna go watch some Knocked Loose. And Knocked Loose happens to be an American metalcore band from Oldham County, Kentucky. Okay, so the stage is set. Okay, so let us direct our attention and fix our gaze upon the Mosh Pit Emporium presented to us by the godly, by the righteous, by the one and only Hate 56. Go! Our first clip is going to see a slam dancer known as Precautionary Joshua, and he's going to throw a roundhouse kick plancha. Now, what I love about the roundhouse kick plancha is it combines two classic maneuvers, the roundhouse kick and, of course, the stage diving plancha. The roundhouse kick is where you throw your heel in like a spinning direction above your head, and the plancha is when you jump and kind of roll onto the audience. And this guy, this Precautionary Joshua, he seems to have his way around this roundhouse kick very well, and his plancha's looking pretty good too. So I have to say that this slam is worthy of showing, and I think that it's actually pretty mature. Now I would like to describe to you guys what the hard cam is. The hard cam is a fixed camera at the back of the room that shows the entire room. So this clip is going to be hard cam footage, which is so elegant, which is so majestic, and it's going to show us the brilliant and beautiful double dive. When you go to a hardcore show, you're going to see a lot of the same outfits. There's a lot of the same kinds of uniforms that slam dancers are wearing. However, the brave ones, the wild ones, like to mix and match, and I respect them so much for it. This next slam dancer is kind of head to toe in earth tones and kind of looks like a safari guide. And just take in these safari vibes as he rolls his way on top of the mosh pit all the way onto the stage, which is a very impressive maneuver. It takes a lot of coordination, a lot of athleticism, and also a lot of confidence to roll across a whole bunch of human beings. You got to applaud the effort of who I'm calling Fanboat. I just looked it up. Fan boats are actually called airboats, so I'm going to actually call this guy Airboat from now on to be more factually correct, because that is the mature move to make. Doing research and being a proper journalist so I can analyze this mosh pit thoroughly for an audience of hundreds. But this time, Airboat isn't rolling in, he's diving out, and he's showing that he is as athletic going outside of the pit as he was rolling into the pit. He's a very glamorous slammer, and in order to not lose his hat, he employs the graceful hat grab technique. Okay, now we're going to go back to that hard cam footage that really shows us the entire room. It's a very impressive spectacle to see all these Knocked Loose fans gathered at the First Unitarian Church in Philadelphia, because these days Knocked Loose is selling out huge venues. They are playing barricaded shows now, and just a year ago to the day they were still playing no barricade shows at hardcore venues in front of a hardcore audience. But they are like a mainstream metalcore band now and are playing pretty big venues that have like security guards everywhere and stuff. But as we go back to that hard cam footage, we see a lifted tope as a slam dancer is gracefully supported by his slam dancing brethren. Now, I gotta say, I love the comeback of 90s style and culture, and nothing displays it more than a middle part haircut and a skull t-shirt. This fit, this look is absolutely a 10 out of 10 banger. That is just something that I would love to wear if I had a bunch of hair on my head still to this day. But that's just not the case, so I'm gonna live vicariously through this next slammer. However, he doesn't have the best slam in the world, and he doesn't get all of it. So maybe not. Then we're gonna see some athlete out there, number 11 for the Philadelphia Eagles, who is apparently A.J. Brown. I don't know if that's still current knowledge or whatever, or currently correct, but I looked it up. Who was 11 on the Philadelphia Eagles? And it's A.J. Brown. So this must be A.J. Brown on his day off. He's out there mosh pitting on the day off. That's unbelievable, A.J. Brown. I don't know if it's football season or if it was football season in September, because like I'm Canadian and don't really care about the NFL or whatever. But here he is, you know, it's really amazing to see him delivering this beautiful crossbody stage dive. Brian Garris is the front man of Knocked Loose, and he's a very good front man, but he's kind of like an unassuming front man. He's just like a good looking boy, you know, he doesn't look too hard, you know, he doesn't look like too unapproachable, he doesn't look like that too much of a tough guy, but his vocals are amazing and his aesthetic is like top of the line. And it's great to see that even though his band is getting so big, it's not getting to his head. He still knows his roots and shows us all with this two-step sky punch combination. So far, I think I've been giving you guys a very stately and noble pit pros. This has been very mature. I'm having a lot of fun going through these clips and being very mature about it. You know, not a whole lot of nicknames, but we are in Philadelphia, so we are gonna see a Kaunashi hoodie goon, and that is gonna warm my heart. Alright, let's spin the camera back to that hard cam and see one of the most impressive topes of the night. This is a tope con hilo straight out of CMLL. It connects massively and deals a huge amount of damage. This tope con hilo not only is brutal, it's majestic and distinguished. Let's keep it with the hard cam for this next one. Do you know who's the most mature person in the world? Jesus Christ. He was so mature that he would stand like this sometimes and they would call it the crucifixion pose or whatever. Very mature pose. So I love to see when slam dancers choose the very mature crucifixion fakie tope. Okay, so from way back all the way up front, we're gonna see a slam dancer employ what I call the high jump technique. Are you guys familiar with the Olympics? Like that big athletic thing that happens, and there's this event called the high jump where they kind of turn their bodies and arch their back to try to get over this pole or whatever. Maybe it's called air vault jumping. Anyway, this is what this is called. Maybe the one with the pole. I don't know. But anyway, this is the high jump technique. Slam dance. Watch the clip. Now, one of the most polished and magnificent performers in the history of professional wrestling was a man known as Macho Man Randy Savage. His finishing maneuver was a very elegant and mature elbow drop from the top rope. It's a very influential maneuver. So many slam dancers use this move, so many professional wrestlers use this move, and even people jumping into swimming pools use this move. It is widely accepted to be super fun. When you're in that mosh pit, it's good to have a couple teammates, a couple allies, a couple best friends to have your back. And tag team slam dancing is a little bit different than normal, regular slam dancing. With tag team slam dancing, you want to be on the same page, you want to be connected to another slam dancer without using words. Grunts and groans maybe at the very most. And not everybody can slam with everybody, so finding a tag team partner that you have chemistry with is part of the art. I'm going to break this one down for you. I'm going to show you the first dive in this double team attack. His very mature and dignified partner follow suit, but he's not out there to take all the spotlight for him. He's going in the same direction to accentuate the slam that came before it. And that, ladies, doesn't happen by accident. And then we get an example of a malfunction at the junction, as Mauro Ranallo would say. These guys almost have a head-on-head collision without even meaning to. So that shows me these dudes do not have great chemistry and would not make great tag team partners. And because they don't have great chemistry, they wouldn't even make great foes, because you want stuff to look good and be clean, but it wouldn't happen between these guys. Absolutely no chemistry, very immature. Now, Isaac is the guitar player for Knocked Loose, and God bless his heart, you gotta love him, but in this next clip, he kind of gets in the way a little bit, and it's a crying shame because it happens to be one of the best, one of the most technical, and one of the most athletic stage dives of the evening. It's this massive, big air elbow drop, but Isaac's big dumb bald head and lanky sweaty body gets in the way of us basking in the glory that is this stage dive. It may be obstructed, but it's still beautiful. It's like art. And art is very, very mature. Art is for grown-ups with exquisite taste. And I just gotta reiterate, it's very impressive to see a multi-sport athlete like AJ Brown enjoying some mosh pit action on the off-season. Now, I know that being a football player is a very physically intensive sport. You know, it's for the big, strapping, tough guys, and it's clear that this guy is a big, strapping, tough guy. He is AJ Brown, a professional athlete, okay? Number 11 on the Philadelphia Eagles. That doesn't happen by accident. That's no mistake. You can't learn that. You just gotta be born that way. And not only is he multi-talented, not only is he a multi-sport champion, this guy is a man of the people. He's out there with the common folks, just slam dancing his heart out, and it's beautiful to see. Ladies, I present to you again, number 11, Philadelphia Eagles, football player extraordinaire, AJ Brown. I just want to take a minute to thank you guys so much for watching and tell you that this video is brought to you by my wrestling channel that I'm about to start. I named it but didn't upload to it yet, but get ready for more plugs. Okay, let's get back to this exquisite, mature mosh pit action. Now Isaac does a Wes Anderson impression as he directs the slammers to like get up here and stage dive or whatever, but only 2 stage divers are good to work with when it seems like everybody else goes into business for themselves. That's very immature if you ask me.
No, get the fuck on the stage! Get up and jump off, let's go!
Oh my god, this is so fast, like a bow and arrow kind of thing, like an archer. I'm gonna call him Archer. Oh no, I'm just realizing right now, man, like, nicknames are immature. Nicknames aren't exquisite. Nicknames aren't splendid or charming. Oh. Like, I have so many potential nicknames for this next slammer, but I must show restraint. I gotta be the bigger man. I gotta walk that high road. I can't call him Dennis, the Genesis of tennis, because that doesn't even make sense and it doesn't have any context to what's going on. What do you mean, Dennis, the Genesis of tennis? Yeah, well, that's what he is, okay? It might be a little silly, it might be a little goofy and wacky, but I gotta remember that this is YouTube, the mature, thinking man's platform, and calling somebody Dennis, the Genesis of tennis, would be so bad and so wrong and so insensitive and most of all, immature. So for the love of God, I gotta not call this next slammer Dennis, the Genesis of tennis. Okay, so like I said at the beginning of the video, I got kind of accused of being a misogynist because I said that women can't slam, but also used women in my footage, which is crazy because I use all the people in the slam dancing footage. It's not exclusionary. I don't think that's a word. Anyway, wouldn't your argument make more sense if I was a misogynist by excluding the women? Because that would back up the fact that I think that they can't slam dance for whatever reason. Like, that criticism against me is so stupid and based not in reality at all. So if you choose to believe that, you're choosing to be an ignorant dick face. Anyway, here's a woman moshing. Okay, let's go back to that hard cam to view some beautiful teamwork action. Sonny is the man behind Hate56, and this guy is a pure artist. When he switches like cameras, he doesn't just do like a switch or a cut. When he cuts from camera to camera, there's like this pan, this motion that makes it so like energetic to just watch and not anything that normal people would do when shooting a band. And you gotta know that Sonny, Hate56, is God tier level when it comes to the preservation of this stuff, this music. Okay, I gotta be honest with you folks. I can't resist the nicknames. You know, they don't mean any harm. They're there for fun. They're wholesome. They're just for the lols. It's objectively funny to call a guy who looks like a safari guide Airboat. So maybe I don't have to be so mature. Maybe I don't have to listen to these idiotic critiques. Maybe I could do whatever I want because it's my channel. It's like my creative vision or whatever. I like nicknames and I like calling the mosh pit action, but I will have to find a middle ground where it's not so rapid fire and vomit inducing, and somewhere that's not quite as slow as this episode. And I know it might be controversial, but here's that same woman just moshing circles around everybody else around her. But this is the sing-along that everyone is waiting for. It is deafening in that room as everybody participates in it. It's heartwarming. It's tear-inducing. But that sing-along is not the main course. It's merely a build-up to one of the funnest things in all of hardcore right now. It's an anticipation device used to lead up to the most hyped arf arf since Clifford in '94. And that was knocked loose at the First Unitarian Church in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, United States America, North America, Western Hemisphere, Earth. That was very fun to watch, and I hope you enjoyed it because that was the whole point, because I make entertaining videos to entertain an audience. So hopefully you found at least one or two of these anecdotes slightly amusing, if not knee-slapping. So feel free to criticize me, leave it down there in the comments, and I might listen to it or I might ridicule it, but you know, you never know what's gonna happen. But apparently there's been a band talking some mad shit about me on stage or whatever, and it's causing people to unsubscribe from the channel because they believe that I'm a misogynist, sexist piece of shit or whatever, which just isn't the case. But I'm done addressing them publicly and directly, so instead I'm just gonna like slightly meme on them and slightly troll on them as we just move forward with life. I don't really want to say what band it is, that's not really a good look, but there have been clues in the last couple of videos about what band it is, but I don't really want to go into the specifics of what they said and how it's being said and what platform it's being said on and what people are doing in response to it, but it's like super not chill or whatever and based on lies. But the critique about the Sound and Fury challenge being so fast-paced, being a little bit hard to watch, I totally get, because even making them I'm like, oh my god, this is way too fast and you can't process it, you know what I mean? And if it's your first time on the channel and you're getting all this information really quick, I understand how it can be a little bit like disorienting. But even though that rhetoric has me sort of canceled in the DIY scene, whatever that means, I'm not gonna shut up, I'm not gonna quit my hustle, and I know that all like the cool guys in the American hardcore scene, they like hate my guts, and same with all the cool guys in the Canada hardcore scene, they all hate my guts. And it's like not cool to fuck with Dan Frampton right now, but my grind is real, my hustle is real, I know what I'm passionate about, I know what I love to do, and I'm gonna keep on keeping on. And like I said, I started this like wrestling channel because I also like wrestling, but I want this channel to be specific to hardcore, and I want hardcore to stay away from the stuff that I'm talking about specifically wrestling or whatever. And with all that being said, I just want to thank you for sticking around with the channel, watching today's episode, liking, subscribing, sharing the video. It all means so much to me. Reach out to me on Instagram. I love it when y'all reach out to me on Instagram. When I put up a community post and ask questions, the people that engage with that stuff, it means so much to me. So keep on doing that. It makes my heart feel really nice, because to be honest with you, this is like what I love to do. You know, this is kind of my whole thing. It's not my whole identity. Like, I do stuff outside of this, but this is like my main thing that I love to do. So it really means a lot when you guys reach out and engage with this stuff in a positive way. Thank you so much for watching. And what else do you want to see me cover on this channel? Just Pit Pros? Do you want to see me do some like commentary stuff? Comment down below. All suggestions welcome. I love you all. Until my next upload, watch another upload.